I myself, Vidhey. I'm a current affairs faculty and a part of the management. Okay, you never heard of me? This is the first time you are seeing? You have. Okay, fine. So, what's your approach of current affairs generally? Huh? Hindu newspaper. The next. Tell me. Newspaper. The next. Daily handouts. The next. Monthly magazines కూడా చదువుతున్నారా? Next. News analysis. Okay. So if you take a snippet of any article, for example, from the newspaper, it has following content in it. How will you approach it? So what will you extract from that content? So coming to the mapping of syllabus. So tell me, where is the map of syllabus? GS1, GS2, GS3, GS2, GS4, right? So this is the lens you need to see. So what are the three main constants in the GS1? History, geography and society. In history, what's the main theme over here? There are three parts in history. Art forms, architecture and culture, right? So what about modern history? Everything is there, right? Regarding modern history. What about the medieval history? Is there a direct question from medieval history? Syllabus చదివారన్నారు కదా. So only the art, architecture and cultural part of medieval history is there. That you need to remember for mains, not for the prelims. So what about the history? Modern history, everything, right? World history, everything. The next what? Geography, na? So geography lo enti? Everything, right? So is there any connection between GS1 and GS3 regarding the geography? Disaster management and environment. There is a connection. So what else there in the GS1? What else left? Society. What is the theme constituting in the society? Any idea? Society lo emuntayo? General ga emuntayi? Syllabus prakaram cheppandi. If you have syllabus, let me know. What is there in the society? Social issues are there. Like what are the constraints? Perlu untayi kada. Poverty, globalization. The next. ఉందా అక్కడ చెప్పు చదువు. Women. So women related, full women related. The next, developmental. So what is this developmental issues? Any idea? Anyone can tell, like 5 developmental issues? 5 developmental issues. Develop అయ్యేటప్పుడు జరిగే issues ఏంటి? Land acquisition. Okay. So what about urbanization? Will it come? What about mining? Will it come? So, for example, there is a people called tribals. Is there any effect on tribals on urbanization? Is there any effect on tribals on globalization? So వీళ్ళు కూడా ఒక పార్టే కదా ఇన్ ద సొసైటీ. సో డెవలప్మెంటల్, సో ఏమైందంటే సొసైటీలో ప్రతి దానికి ఒక ఇంటర్లింక్ ఉంటుంది. పవర్టీకి ట్రైబల్స్ సంబంధం ఉంటుందా? సో బేస్ అనమాట ఇది, కొంచెం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. సొసైటీ ఎప్పుడైనా సరే బ్రాడ్ పిక్చర్ లో అడగడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఇన్ మెయిన్స్ ఆర్ ప్రిలిమ్స్, when you are seeing the society perspective from the paper or news, there is a huge scope for broad themes may ask in the paper. Last year, if you anybody have seen the last year mains question from the GS1, GS2, GS3, any idea? No? Just go home and see first of all those things. So there is a question that mobile phones has replaced మదర్ క్యాపబిలిటీస్. అంటే ఒక మదర్ చేసే పనిని మొబైల్ ఫోన్ రీప్లేస్ చేసింది. ఇట్స్ డైరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. విల్ ఇట్ బి అవైలబుల్ ఎనీ బుక్స్ లో ఉంటాయా? నో, రైట్? దెన్ వేర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ సచ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్? ఫ్రమ్ ద కరెంట్ ట్రెండ్స్. If you read editorials, if you have glimpse of the current themes only, you can able to answer such kind of questions with facts. So it is a very broad themes you need to carry on. So what about the GS2? Polity, governance, IR. That's it, right? Civil services. Okay. Polity, governance include e-governance, right? The next civil services. The next I. So anybody of you can read what are the themes in IR? Okay. International organization, there 4 are there. Themes are important. Anybody can read out? So what my suggestion is, who don't know Telugu? Only you? Only you two people? Andar Telugu cha? You don't know Telugu? You're from Tamil Nadu. So who knows Telugu? That is fine. Who don't know Telugu? That is also fine. So why I am telling? Telugu lo dini batti kottadam antaru, vinnara? Syllabus ni batti kottandi. By heart each and every keyword in the syllabus. Without this, you cannot clear this exam. That is for sure. 100%. నిద్రలో లేపినా సరే GS1, GS సొసైటీలో ఏమేమి ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయో యూ షుడ్ నో at any cost. Tell me these themes first of all. IR. Bilateral, multilateral, then next. Okay, developing and developing country, the next. Okay, some multilateral, bilateral, then next Indian diaspora, neighborhood, then next. సో వాళ్ళు చేసే పాలసీస్ మన మీద ఎలా ప్రభావితం అవుతాయి. సో ద నెక్స్ట్ గ్లోబల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్, గ్రూపింగ్స్. ఓకే, సో యూ హర్డ్ అ వర్డ్ ఆఫ్ మల్టీలేటరల్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ అనే పేరు విన్నారు ఎప్పుడైనా? Did you ever heard the word of multilateral organizations? Any example? Any example of multilateral organizations? Yeah, UN. The next? Yeah, SAARC, ASEAN. Fine. What are minilaterals? Any example of minilateral? Ever you heard a word of minilateral? విన్నారా ఎప్పుడైనా మినిలేటరల్ అనే వర్డ్ విన్నారా? ఏం లేదు, మల్టీలేటరల్ ఒక చిన్న పార్ట్ మినిలేటరల్. సో I2, U2 can be called as quad, AUKUS. సో 4-5 గ్రూప్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో those are called as mini laterals. సో ఈ పదాలు ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే క్వశ్చన్ లో డైరెక్ట్ గా అడుగుతుంది. సో దే హ్యావ్ ఎ రీసెర్చ్ డన్ బిహైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. సో మల్టీలేటరలే మినీలేటరల్ అంటే కూడా, కాకపోతే మినీలేటరల్ అనే బేస్ చేసుకో దే విల్ ఆస్క్ ఏ క్వశ్చన్ దట్ హౌ డ్యూరింగ్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ఆఫ్టర్ కోవిడ్ due to the effect of China, there is a rising trend of minilaterals. Comment, analyze. అని ఒక ఐఆర్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇచ్చాడు అనుకో, వాట్ యూ విల్ థింక్? సో దట్ ఈస్ కరెక్ట్. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ సేయింగ్ యువర్ పాయింట్స్. మినీలేటరల్ అన్నారు అనుకో, యూ నో అబౌట్ మల్టీలేటరల్. మినీలేటరల్ అనేది ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉంది అని అనుకుంటారు కదా, యూ డోంట్ నో ద బ్రాడ్ డెఫినిషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. So that is the reason why you need to have a glimpse of paper. So materials general ga handouts istaru manaki. Handouts anedi what I prefer, it is as a value addition to it, not as a direct source. Once you have a good grip on the subject, kontakalam oka at least 6-7 months, if you have a good grip on your paper, then only there is a scope to use these handouts or whatever it may be. Got it? First of all, understand what's the paper is, what's the subject is, what's the news going on from different dimensions, right? Okay, then next, what about GS3? Economic development. So everything related to the agriculture. If you see the second part of it, everything related to the then next, inclusive growth. So agriculture anedi every year there is a trend of nearly 60 to 75 marks in mains itself. Agri related themes. Aim related themes. So don't neglect agri related themes. Enta information vachina sare agri me teeskondi. There is a huge scope. For example, if you you know modern history, right? So if you modern history తీసుకుంటే, there may be just 1 or 2 questions every year. If you see the PYQs from the point of mains, from the point of prelims also, there is a decreasing trend. Those questions are also getting tougher. From the perspective of history, the questions are also getting tougher note. So there is a scope for new developments. So development ga agriculture lo there is a new development. Focus on those things. ఎందుకు చెప్తుంటే బ్యాలెన్స్ ఆఫ్ మార్క్స్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఇక్కడ హోల్ హిస్టరీని మీరు డిఫరెంట్ డైమెన్షన్స్ లో చదివారు, బట్ దెర్ ఇస్ అన్ అగ్రికల్చర్, దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ వెరీ ఈజీ స్కోప్. జనరలీ ఐ ఫాలో అప్రోచ్ ఆఫ్ farm to fork. Farm to, what does it mean? Any idea? So exactly, it means from the level of seed to your mouth. From the level of seed to your mouth. For everywhere there is a supply chain. This is called as, for everywhere there will be a scheme, there will be a government support, there will be some issues. For everywhere, if you take the cycle of the agriculture to your until your mouth, there is a schemes, there are issues, there are different dimensions. Because we are dependent on the agriculture, right? So scope is there, 60 to 75 marks in the GS3 perspective. Then comes the environment and disaster management. Every year there will be a disaster management question. So what is the last part of it? Internal security. Any idea what this internal security means? What kind of themes you may call it as internal security? Threats within the country. So what kind of threats? Money laundering. So these are all there, right? Cyber security also. Fine. Then next, related agencies, right? There is a connection again with IR and IS, right? You know it. IR ki IS ki sambandham untada? Is there any connection? How? Exactly. India, its neighborhood policy. For example, if you are seeing our present Myanmar issues, there is a theme called FMR, Free Movement Regime. So up to 16 kilometers. It will be dealt by both Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of External Affairs. There is a multi-ministerial coordination. Got it? So then next, what about the ethics of? Okay. Okay. So you heard about of EI, emotional intelligence, and a word in another in your syllabus. Attitude, emotional intelligence. The next, human values. So what's my suggestion is at least ఒక 3-4 topics అన్న టాపిక్స్ బట్టి కొట్టండి. సో నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ ఇట్స్ ఎ టార్గెట్ ఫర్ యూ. బట్టి కొట్టి రండి. I'll try to make your preparation easy. No, easy అనేది ఏం కాదు. For to write mains, there is some structure. That structure you need to develop. So there will be general structure ఒకటి డెవలప్ చేసుకుంటే based on that you can, based on your performance, based on your creativity, you can make some changes. ఎందుకంటే there is a connection from GS1 to GS4. If you remember each and every themes, every points of each and everything, you can write mains answers very easily. The thing what you need to do is you need to do some extra efforts by quoting some facts and quotes. Some themes, commissions, cases, everything will be there. It's all a gameplay of all those things. So మీరు ఒకటి నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు కమింగ్ టు హియర్ GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 సిలబస్ బై హార్ట్ చేసుకోండి. Write it in your book. Each and every line should be write it on your pages. Okay, it will help you. I'll tell you based on that only మీకు మెయిన్స్ ఆన్సర్ ఎలా రాయాలో నేను నేర్పిస్తా. ఒకవేళ రాకపోయినా సరే, if you don't know that question, how you can attempt that? That is the art you need to know first of all, right? So entering to of today's class. So what are the themes observed in this week apart from budget economic survey? Any idea? Apart from budget and economic survey, UPSC going to introduce. It has not introduced. It's going to introduce. Okay, fine. The next. Okay. 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 Gig workers. Okay. Okay. Need controversy. Okay. So మీకు అన్ని తెలిసినట్టు వెళ్ళిపోనా? Fine. You have some idea, right? So this is the first theme we're talking about. Gig based work or gig economy, whatever it may be. Anybody, can you define what is the gig economy or gig worker? Gig means gig economy or gig worker means in a very easy term. Huh? Just ఒక లైన్ లో చెప్పాలి. There are complicated definitions for it. Yeah, up to some extent freelance is correct. So if you want to write a mains answer, if you want to introduce as a gig economy, a gig worker means how you will introduce it. Formal lo leda. So I needed like అదే రాస్తారు, not regulated by government అని రాస్తారా? If you start with your answer, how you will start? So nothing much. Any workmanship is outside traditional employee employer relationship. Any work which is outside traditional employee employer relationship. What does it mean? Traditional employee employer relationship ante enti? So generally there are some regulations, guidelines, each and everything to follow. Beyond that, any work can be termed as gig work. So what are the examples of gig work? Any idea? Apart from Swiggy, Zomato, Uber things. So freelancing. Also, any examples of freelancing? So teaching, yeah. Ethical hacking, yeah, can be called as a gig. Dance can be called, right? Arts performance, these are also gig based, right? Photography, ivanni gig kada. So don't have a limited thought that gig is limited to only Swiggy, Zomato and Uber, Ola, Rapido, all those things, Zepto. So fine. So what are the themes you need to identify? For example, this is the article. It has given some constituents. If you read this article, gig economy, it is also like దీన్ని ఎక్కడ ఫిట్ చేస్తారు మీరు? GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, where you can fit this topic? Huh? Where you can fit this topic? GS1, GS2, GS3, where you can fit this? GS2 లో ఫిట్ చేయలేమా? Where you can fit this in GS2? Is there any act for it? No, right? Central government act. Is there any central government act for it? No. So you can fit in GS2, right? So you are framing some rules to it through the mode of governance. You can put this, right? So coming to the GS3. So it's a kind of economy, right? So what about GS1? Where you can fit this in society? Poverty. Women la fit cheyocha giglu, right? So enduku cheptunnanante, if you have themes, different themes in your mind, GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4 also, 4 different themes are there, right? You can see this gig in 4 different perspectives. That's what my intention is. You can see this in 4 different perspectives. 4 points vachestayi meeku. If you know or don't know the themes apart from the data facts, you'll easily get the 4 points, right? Adavathunda? So this is the manner you need to study anything through the lens of syllabus. Through the lens of syllabus, whatever you think, through the lens of syllabus. If you go beyond syllabus, what will happen? It's just an ocean. UPSC reading or UPSC thing is an ocean. So you need to know. Generally, present winner are Clarion Clipperton zone. You heard the word? Recent news, Clarion Clipperton zone. For example, leave that. Critical minerals, polymetallic nodules. You heard, right? Everywhere is it available? No, right? It has some location, right? You need to target those, right? Same thing UPSC. It's an ocean. You need to target the required locations through the mode of syllabus lens. So that's the reason why by heart the syllabus. Without syllabus, it's impossible to crack. Fine. Coming to this. So currently, so data facts are important. Everybody will write an answer. Everybody has some themes in their mind. But data will improvise your score by at least 1 mark. 1 mark equal to 15 ranks. 1 mark equal to 14 to 15 ranks. So coming to here, currently almost, read anybody, 40% of the gig workers are employed in retail trade, approximately 20% in the transportation, storage, industry, and approximately another 10% in the manufacturing. So in retail, how much? ఈ ఫ్యాక్ట్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నా సరే అట్లీస్ట్ నో దిస్ ఫ్యాక్ట్. సో క్లాస్ ఎండింగ్ లో ఐ లాస్ట్ యూ ద ఫ్యాక్ట్స్. సో నా మొత్తం క్లాస్ మొత్తం మీద జరిగిన ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ అన్ని లాస్ట్ లో అడుగుతాను. రిమెంబర్ ఆర్ అట్లీస్ట్ నోట్ అన్న చేసుకోండి. బై హార్ట్ ద ఫ్యాక్ట్స్. Without facts, you cannot get a good score in the thing. So according to a NASSCOM, there is a report. There is a report called what? NASSCOM Aon report. India's gig workforce is projected to reach 23.5 million by 2030. So see how much it is going exponentially. 7 3s are 21. So what does it mean? How much it's growing? Any times grow అవుతుంది. 7 is base. 1 time, second time, 3 times, 3 times. So if you are unable to remember this number, by comparing with the 2021, by 2030 gig economy is going 3 times. Employment is going 3 times. అర్థమవుతుందా? If you are unable to remember those terms, at least use these facts. Million by 2030, up from 7 million to, this means that gig economy will constitute 4.1% of the total workforce in the country by 2030 compared to the 1.5% in the, leave those things. So what are the two facts here? You remember 40% is the retail trade and 23.5%, 23.5 billion by 2030. These two facts. By which report? NASSCOM Aon report. So 3 myths. The article which I have clipped, right? The article is talking about, there are the 3 myths. What are those 3 myths? First one is myth of no boss. Second one is myth of flexibility. Myth of part-time workers. General ga entante, you are the owner of what the freelancing people will do is, you are the owner of your work, but not generally happening in our Indian context regarding this gig economy. So generally no boss, but there is a boss. Generally, if you have any friends or anybody know about the Swiggy, Zomato people, at least ask them. Vachtar kada delivery ever. Is there any people in this class who are unaware of those persons? Delivery guys ni unaware chesina వాళ్ళు ఎవరు ఉన్నారా? తెలియని వాళ్ళు ఎవరు ఉన్నారా? Anyone in this class who don't know? అంటే అసలు ఎప్పుడైనా ఎన్కౌంటర్ అవ్వకుండా ఉన్నారా? అర్థమైందని చెప్పిన ప్రశ్న. ఉన్నారా? Is anybody there? Everybody has encountered any one of the delivery executive, right? Just take 1 minute. Just take 1 minute of them. Ask what are the main issues going with them. These are the real life examples. If you want to do some extra activities, this is the bookish knowledge you read from the books itself. Know the real life things also, right? That will enhance your, you can use it as an example, a real life example. Got it? So first part is aggregators. Who are these aggregators? Any idea? Everaina sare? For example, Swiggy is an aggregator. So it's nothing much. Aggregator means one organization will be there. It will list some services. For example, food service. They choose some logistic partners if they have. If they don't have, they'll go through this delivery partner mode through freelancing. For example, if you are aware of this thing, Flipkart delivery chusara eppudana, it will be delivered by the e-cart executive, not by any other people. E-cart executive, he has his own logistics support. Coming to the Swiggy, does they have any direct support? Even though they wear a Zomato t-shirt, they are not part of it. They have on and off. It depends on them. Sometimes they can work as a Zomato, sometimes they can work as a Uber, sometimes they can work as a photographer, something. This is the concept generally this gig economy has developed. So coming to is what they are saying, aggregators claim workers as partners or captains, suggesting independence. In reality, what happens? Algorithms. So what is algorithm then? So generally, exactly. For example, they have their app, right? You have a user app. They have also their management app. From their side will be their app, right? They have their fill some regulations, right? So based on that, they will get some performance. So based on it, they will ask you after delivery, please give a star rating, 5-star rating, 5-star rating. Did you know what's the reason behind it? So they'll get some rank, they'll get some stars. If they are 5-star, there is a more chance they'll get more delivery options. అంటే ఎక్కువ ఛాన్స్ వస్తుంది వాళ్ళకి ఇవ్వడానికి. For example, take 5-star, 4-star. For example, there is a 5-star Uber driver is there. He has a more chance to get a ride. So saying that, so it is against to this, right? The algorithm is controlling, right? Got it? So the next, what's myth of flexibility? Same. Login hours. So for example, see this one, myth of part-time workers. There is a survey according to the study of platform economy in India by the survey's names are important. So one the survey untai, no need at all. So if you want to write some gig based question, this content is enough, which I am dictating you. This content is enough. Apart from that, if you have more, that is also fine. So there is a report, what they are saying, how many? 11 plus hours for taxi drivers and 10 for delivery workers. So what does it mean? It means it is not a part-time, right? It is a full-time, right? It's their primary source, right? Got it? So each in a 3 points launch, we have multiple points. We got it, right? If we list out those multiple points, those can be turned at as on writing as issues. Got it? So fine. What's the need of our? So వాళ్ళకి ఏం కావాలి? Gig workers. See, for example, any state or any, like if you want to develop a central regulation, if you want to develop your own act, own rules or something, you have some standard themes, right? Standard things you need to remember. For example, we are devising something to this gig economy. Those are in the recent trend. వీళ్ళకి ఏమేం కావాలి? First of all, social security schemes. So you heard this, right? EPFO means, any idea? Employment Provident Fund. Just go home, make a notes of this EPFO. Okay. The next, PMJY. Any idea? Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya. So it is 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs for secondary and tertiary, not for the primary care. So make a note of it. Go home. Then next one is NPS. What is this? New or National Pension Scheme. Everybody can participate in this NPS. Next one, Code on Social Security. This is the only thing government has done till now. Another theme is, this is a rising trend. We are expecting a question on mental health. This time or next time, it's a sure short question. So mental health. So by working, how many? 10 plus or 11 hours, will their sleep cycle get disturbed? Will it have any effect on mental health? Same thing. 10 గంటలైనా మా ఆయన ఇంటికి రావట్లేదు. My husband is not coming to home. So what's the view from the woman angle at home? She expect him to come home early, right? If not, some disturbance will happen. Again, anxiety, depression, stress, each and everything will happen. So leave those things. Just చెప్తున్నాను. So international examples, very important. These kind of themes you need to put it on the paper. Indonesia, they are entitled to accident, health and death insurance. So Swiggy has started one Swiggy ambulance in some metro cities. You can use this example also. Swiggy ambulance is there. They will provide those services. So next one, social security schemes. Then next one, fair work practice. This is the very important. There is a trend of right to refuse work. So what is the article? Can you relate to it? Right to life and Article 21. Any other right? Any other right apart from 21? 23, yeah. Exactly. Article 19. Freedom of speech and expression. It is your expression right to refuse the work. So there are some see when you are writing some answers, you can use these articles. Articles dump cheyali. Expect chestadu to write out on the paper. Got it? So next, aggregators to disclose algorithm parameters affecting the work. Okay. Worker categorization. There should be fair contracts. Next, very important, income security. You heard a word of MG Narega. Does it have a security? 100 days with some amount, fixed amount will be there. Something like that. Categorized gig economy. There are some multiple themes, right? Determine some minimum age or minimum price depends on the state. This is your way forward or suggestion. So when you are seeing these themes, you can turn it and write it as a way forward or suggestions. Suggestion and enti? So you're suggesting to some problem. The way can be corrected. So next, guaranteed minimum wage, revision in the incentive structures, support for small business. For example, any freelancer want to start some industry. For example, dance master freelancers chestunaru. If they want to start some small thing, they need to get some loans, right? From where they can get? By using some government schemes and everything. So one of the hit scheme is called at present Mudra Yojana. Recently in budget 20 lakhs ki penchar dini. So there is a connection with the budget also. When you are seeing the lens, see from the different themes. Then you'll have more points in you. 15 points మీ చేతిలో ఉంటే at least 7-8 points paper మీదకి వెళ్తాయి. That is the theme you need to practice, not fixing of 7 points. Practice for 15, 16, 14 points. This is a broad concept. There is a more scope. Fine. So next one, very important, that is called grievance redressal mechanism. So for example, oka Swiggy guy, he has some grievance ante telusuka, but he is facing some issue or something. He need to tell to some people, right? So while industry edaithe undo vaalla daggara oppukonappudu he will go to some government thing. Is there any body in the government to deal with this grievance redressal? At present not yet established. It is a lacuna, right? Present balance gap lo undi kada, you need to fill it. There should be an establishment of fund to deal with this gig economic workers. Got it? So last is very important, skilling of the workforce. This budget and this economic survey purely concentrated on this skilling. Skilling is the need of the hour because we are at a state of demographic dividend. Know the meaning of demographic dividend? Telusa? Any example what it means, demographic dividend? Major part of the population is working age లో ఉన్నారు. Fine. So what are the issues? Tell me. మీరు చెప్పినాయిగా. First one is job security. Next one, lack of benefits, that is called social security. PF insurance, no paid leaves. Nature of working, secret, this is very important, commission charges. Do you know this? Any idea? Any example?
Zomato, Swiggy workers on every delivery, they cut some amount for as their commission and they provide.
So that is also, yeah, that one point is correct. They have a bag rate. For that also they need to purchase. They need to purchase it. They won't give. Do you know that? Yes, exactly. They itself, at the end of promotion, వాళ్ళ promotion వాళ్ళు వేసుకుంటున్నారు. But they need to buy it. These are the secret charges. Next one is accessibility. Very, very, very important. That is called internet. So this is one of the reason why women is not entering much into this gig economy. If you see any cab drivers, women cab drivers, like much, very, very, very few, right? You can count it in your numbers, the count cheychu ante kada. So the next, same thing, gender based. Next one, what is this? Rating based. Next one, communal. Very, very, very important. You heard? Everyone choose an example. Communal. For example, if you book a cab, a guy who's from the Muslim, most people from the Hindus reject him. In mostly from his something, look some, it has happened. Lot many cases it will happen, but there is an issue. It was happened during the time of 2022 or 2023. There is an rejection of delivery. So it went through the Zomato head daaka vellindadi. There is a controversy. So there is also communal tension. We'll discuss about like communalism meeda different new things we can explore. Communalism is an old concept, but in the communalism which is there in our syllabus, you can use this as an example, right? This is a different example, right, from the traditional example. It's a real life example, right? Then you'll get a one mark for sure, because you are crossing beyond the books. That's what he expects from you. So next one, societal. Next one, skill mismatch. Next one, payment delays. At least remember these things, issues. So next is another topic. So what is this? On the move, Kutchi Rabari, camel herder returning to Kutch in Gujarat with her animals, alter the district, got good rainfall. So from this single photograph, what are the themes you can బయటకు తీసుకొని రావచ్చు దీని నుంచి? So fun one, yeah, migration. The next, yeah, weather or climate. Okay. There's a region called, you can explore that, right? They're talking about, so there is a theme you can ask about the camels, right? In a single photograph you can extract multiple themes. So ila vastaya ante may come, may not come, but you can use such kind of themes in your mains examples. Prelims lo vastaya raava ante that we don't know, only he knows, but you can use such kind of things in your examples in the mains. సో వాట్, ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఆర్టికల్ తీసుకొని నేను దేని మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేస్తుంటాను ఆలోచించండి. సో వాట్స్ మై థీమ్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దిట్? టెల్ మీ, యూ హ్యావ్ డిఫరెంట్ వ్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సి నేను కొన్నిసార్లు ఇలా పెడతాను, ఎందుకంటే ఐ నీడ్ టు నో యువర్ వ్యూస్. Everybody has their దీన్ని ఒకళ్ళు ఒకలాగా చూస్తారు. సో జనరల్లీ యూ హర్డ్ సమ్వేర్ ఇన్ చైల్డ్హుడ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ పేపర్, దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ డాట్, disguised. So whatever it may be, if you see the categories, you can see from the employment perspective. Similar same thing. If you follow from GS1 to GS4, ఈ ఫోటోగ్రాఫ్ లో ప్రతి ఒక్క దగ్గర ఫిట్ చేయొచ్చు. మీరు చేయొచ్చా లేదా? ఈ ఫోటోగ్రాఫ్ ఇచ్చి ఒక ఎస్ఏ రాయమని రాయలేరా? దట్స్ ఇట్. జనరల్ గా మీకు జిఎస్ థీమ్స్ అనేది తెలియనప్పుడు యూ కెనాట్ రైట్ ఎట్ ఆల్. ఏం రాస్తావు? ఒక అమ్మాయి తీసుకెళ్తుంది. You may concentrate on this load. What is there? So fine. So UN has designated 2024 as International Year of Camelids. So it's an international concept. Camels. So there are two types of camels: New World camels and Old camels. How many types? Two types. New, old. So what are the new example? Llama, alpaca, guanco, Vicinus. UPSC ఏం చేయదు. They will mention these terms. These are the terms recently seen in news. It's just a words. Llama, alpaca, guanco. So ఏమై ఉంటది? Just మీరే చెప్పండి. If you want to frame a question like this, tell me what could be the examples of it. Apart from, see, for example, recently seen in news. My option A is camels. Option B, grasslands. Grasslands దీనిలో ఫిట్ అవుతుంది కొంతవరకు. Then next, not endangered, something different. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చి చెప్పండి. Deserts, yeah, deserts can be called as. Then next, sea rivers. Next, asteroids, or else some what you can EF called as cyber security related, trojans, WannaCry ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో అవి కూడా ఫిట్ అవుతాయి కదా. సో ఆలోచించండి. సో వెన్ యు ఆర్ థింకింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ డిఫరెంట్ డైమెన్షన్స్. సో నెక్స్ట్ వన్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఓల్డ్ camels? Dromedary camel, Africa, Asia. Bactrian camel, that is called Gobi wild Bactrian camel, China and Mongolia. So ours is somehow related to which one? ఇదే కదా, Dromedary camel. So this alpaca, guanco, Vicinua are mostly lies in South America. Okay na? So this is guanco, this is Vicinua, this is llama, this is alpaca. Very, very, very important. Registered breeds of camel in India. Maybe 2022 or 2023. Same this 2021 I think so. This has asked in the paper, prelims law. Direct question. Next, bunny grasslands. You heard? So what are the types? Bikaner, Jaisalmer, Jalori, Kutchi, Malvi, Marwari, Mewari, Mewati, Karai. So this is very important. Gujarat predominantly in the coastal belt of Lakput. So remove this. Well adapted to both dryland as well as coastal ecosystem. Excellent swimming capacity in sea water. This breed can tolerate water with high TDS of, so whatever it may be. Salt. Some camels are salt tolerant. My question to you is, some camels are salt tolerant. Is it correct? Right? So there is a question in 2023 regarding some mushrooms are luminescent in nature. Some mushrooms are causes cancer or something. Similar thing, some camels are salt tolerant in nature. Is it correct? సో మీరు ఒక PYQ చూసారంటే యూ షుడ్ అప్లై ఇన్ దిస్ పిక్చర్స్. గాట్ ఇట్? సో అట్లా ఇదంతా ఇది మీడియం డ్రాటా ఇవన్నీ అంత అవసరం లేదు. బట్ ఇఫ్ సంథింగ్ కమ్స్ రిమెంబర్ అట్లీస్ట్ దీస్ నేమ్స్ జలోరి, మార్వారి, మేవారి, అట్లీస్ట్ పేర్లు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దట్ ఇస్ మోర్ దాన్ ఎనఫ్. వై? బికాస్ దిస్ అన్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ camelids. సో ఈ ఇయర్ కదా నెక్స్ట్ 2025 కదా మీరు ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తుంది, అప్పుడు అడగరు అనుకుంటారా? Is there any chance like that? No. 2 years, 3 years back current affairs అడుగుతున్నారు. So tell me this. Read out. Goa Shipyard Limited launches the first indigenous advanced P1136 frigate tribute for the. So that is fine. First what? Indigenous means local made in India. So what is this? What is frigate? Ship adi. What is this means? Any idea? It's not something steam based. Yeah, generally it is a lighter version. అంటే ఒక పెద్ద ఎయిర్ క్రాఫ్ట్ క్యారియర్, ఒక పెద్ద యాంటీ బ్యాలిస్టిక్ మిసైల్. సో మల్టిపుల్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ there is a ship which deals with multiple themes. One is aircraft carrier, one is for the rescue operations, one is for to detect submarines. So one big ship is this is a lighter version of it. అర్థమైందా? పెద్దవి చిన్నవి ఉంటాయి ఎయిర్ క్రాఫ్ట్. ఇఫ్ యు సీ ద సేమ్ థింగ్స్ అంతే, నథింగ్ మచ్. బట్ రిమెంబర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఫ్రిగేట్ ట్రిబ్యూట్ ఈస్ అన్ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ మల్టీపర్పస్ స్టెల్త్ ఫ్రిగేట్ capable of anti-ship, anti-submarine, land attack, anti-piracy and search and rescue machines. The ship is armed with BrahMos. ఏ మిసైల్ ఉంది? BrahMos missile and the so what ఇంత అవసరం లేదు. This is also the ship is powered by, this is important. So from where we have taken this? With the help of Russia. రష్యానే ఉక్రెయిన్ కూడా హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది. యు నో దట్. ఇప్పుడేదో గొడవలు అవుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి ఇంత ముందు కూడా జరిగి ఉంటాయి కదా. గాట్ ఇట్? సో నథింగ్ మచ్ హియర్. సో నౌ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, మెంటల్ హెల్త్ ఏ కీ డ్రైవర్ ఆఫ్ ఇండివిజువల్ నేషనల్ డెవలప్మెంట్. సో వాట్ యు అండర్స్టాండ్ బై మెంటల్ హెల్త్? Emotional state. Okay, then next, what is a mental health? What is a physical health? Sir, okay, what is mental health? So absence అనేది ఇట్స్ an extreme. Everybody has something at least 0.1% అని ఉంటుందా? If you have a fear, it's a natural. Fear is a natural element. So you should not be over fearful. అంతే కదా? So what generally you will called as mental health అంటే it is a state of physical, it is a state of emotional well-being. Well-being అంటే ఏంటి? అంతే. When you face something, you will try to overcome from it. Got it? So why there is a need? So tell me, like, where you can fit this in your GS? In GS1, where you can fit this? In GS2? for framing laws and governance. Then next, any security issue for this mental health? Huh? Internal security unda elaga example? Cyber security, terrorism can also up to some extent.
Also related to international organizations.
Yeah, that is also. We'll talk in the next part. We're talking about GS1, GS2, right? So the next security, what kind of GS3 economy. Next, any disaster related mental health disaster untada? Any disaster related mental health issue? Disaster వచ్చింది. For example, take an example, COVID is a disaster, right? COVID valla there is an increase in the mental health issues, right?
Yes.
Because you got stuck in that room, right? For 14 days or 21 days, what you call that honeymoon phase, quarantine. So that is the reason why. So after COVID, there is a huge mental health issues in India. So it is a neglected health aspect. Generally we see them as a stigma అంటారు మనకి. వాళ్ళని చూడంగానే వీళ్ళు ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఒక మైండ్ లో థీమ్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రైట్. Right? Why? Because we are what? Humans. We have humanity. Fine. So what this article is talking about? Mental health, a key driver of individual and national development. There are two themes over here. What this article is talking about? So first of all, mental health refers to a person's emotional, psychological, social well-being. It affects how we think, feel and act in our daily lives, as well as how we handle stress, relate to others and make decisions. So విన్నారు కదా, if you have Google, search the word what is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? So this is one theme. Okay, exactly. So emotional intelligence is nothing పెద్దది ఏం ఉండదు. Understanding your emotions and other emotions and react according to the situation. So what this definition means? What this definition? ఏం చెప్పింది అది? Mental health refers to a person's emotional, psychological, social well-being. It affects how we think, feel and act in our daily life, as well as how we handle stress, relate to others and make decisions. It is similar to something, right? Emotional intelligence ana? Avuna kada? If you have a good mental health, you can be up to some emotional intelligent person, right? అర్థమవుతుందా? So you can use this in GS4 also. Ethics, emotional intelligence, so you can fit this bracket. Got it? So coming to it, facts are important. WHO estimates that burden of mental health problems in India is, this is very important, I'll tell you, 2443 disability adjusted life years per how much? This is 1 lakh population, right? Yeah, 10,000 adi 10,000 population. So there is a word called DALI. DALI means what? Disability adjusted life years. What does it mean? Any idea? అసలు ఈ పదం వినబట్టి మీకు ఏం అర్థమైంది? Due to that disability, you lost some years, some of your efficiency, any kind of disability. So in this mental health, how much you are losing? It is around, from the perspective of 10,000 population, how much? It means around 25%, right? Antena? You are losing. So every life year అంటే ఏంటి? ప్రతి మీ ఒక ఇయర్ ని ప్రొడక్టివ్ గా యూస్ చేసుకోవాలి. If you have a mental health issue, there will be reduction in your efficiency, right? That's what the theme DALI means. This DALI is proposed by WHO, World Health Organization. So the age adjusted suicide rate per 1 lakh population is how much? 21.1. The economic loss due to mental health conditions between 2021-2030 is estimated at USD $1 trillion. As per the reports of National Crime Records Bureau, the rate of suicide per lakh population was 12.0 in 2021 to 12.4. So it got increased. So there is an increasing trend. Next, E point came was the how much? How much is the loss? Around 1 trillion. So if you are starting any mental health related question, you can start introduction. I'll introduce you can use with this fact. What is the fact you can use? Two facts. One, this fact or this fact. For example, economic loss due to mental health conditions between 2021 is estimated around 1 USD $1 trillion. So ila kuda introduce cheyochu. Or else you can end with your conclusion also. Facts are important for you. So ఇందాక ఒక ఫ్యాక్ట్ చెప్పాను ఏంటది? What is the fact which you have discussed? First, kick one. 40% in retail. Next one.
20% transport.
Second point. NASSCOM report. What NASSCOM report has told? By 2030. So what is the fact related to the gig economy here? Two facts. One is daily how much? 244 by 3 by 10,000. Next one, there is an increasing suicides also. Other one is what? How much is the loss? USD around $1 trillion. Got it? So next, different types of mental health issues. First one, anxiety disorders, depression. Do you have anyone have this? Anyone have the bipolar disorder? Huh? Anybody have mood swings? Huh? ఉంటాయి కదా, బైపోలర్ డిసార్డర్ కదా అప్ టు సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్, నాట్ మరి లాగి చెప్పండి అప్ టు. సో అపరిచితుడు మూవీ ఎవరున్నారు ఇక్కడ? నో వన్ ఇస్ దేర్. ఫైన్. పోస్ట్ ట్రామాటిక్ స్ట్రెస్ డిసార్డర్. ఎనీ ఎగ్జాంపుల్? Yeah, after pregnancy, after any accident, after you lose your accident లో పడి మీ కాళ్ళు ఇరిగిపోతే, rape victims. Yeah. Next one, schizophrenia, eating disorder. Anybody have this? Stress eating. It is a reality. I'm not saying it is a reality. Stress eating. Disruptive behavior and dissocial disorder. ఏమైనా చేస్తున్నారా మీరు సంఘ విద్రోహ శక్తి లాగా? యూ డూయింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఎక్స్ట్రా? నో, రైట్. న్యూరో డెవలప్మెంటల్ డిసార్డర్స్. దిస్ మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని ల్యాబ్. సో నథింగ్ మచ్ హియర్. సో వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్. సో ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ biological factors, gene related వస్తుంది, genetic related. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ సైకలాజికల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, మెంటల్ హెల్త్ మీకు తెలిసినా తెలియకపోయినా దీస్ ఆర్ జనరల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్. ఏంటి అంటే స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ చైల్డ్హుడ్ టు యువర్ ఎల్డర్లీ. ఏదో ఒక ఫేజ్ లో యూ విల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్, రైట్? అట్లీస్ట్ యూ హ్యావ్ సీన్ సమ్ డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్ ఇన్ ద సొసైటీ, రైట్? ఇఫ్ యూ రిమెంబర్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ యూ కెన్ పుట్ ఇట్ ఆన్ ద పేపర్. కొత్తగా చదివి రాయాల్సినట్టు కూడా అవసరం లేదు. జస్ట్ హ్యావ్ ఎ గ్లిమ్స్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ సరౌండింగ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ థీమ్ హియర్. సో కమింగ్ టు హియర్, చైల్డ్హుడ్ ట్రామా, ఫిజికల్, ఎమోషనల్, సెక్షువల్ అబ్యూస్. టెల్ మీ సమ్ ఎమోషనల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హియర్. ఓకే, దట్ డాగ్ ఇన్సిడెంట్ ఆల్సో హ్యాపెండ్, రైట్? సమ్వేర్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్. Next one, very important, sexual abuse. So I have seen recently there is a growing trend, not only on the women's sexual, men's sexual abuse kuda jaru. There is a growing trend. So just have a look. Next, stresses. What is this? Work stress, So especially for you. Relationships. Next one, financial problems, personality traits, low self-esteem, perfectionism. This is called OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Next one, cultural and societal factors. Example ఏమైనా చెప్పగలరా? Cultural and societal factors. Patriarchy. One thing remember, if you want to write a woman ki against ga maatle, first point, if you don't write the word patriarchy, it is my sincere suggestion, because everything got connected with the patriarchy. If you write patriarchy in the first point itself, there is nothing to explain in the later points. Patriarchy కొంచెం లాస్ట్ లో రాసుకోండి. సరే మీరు అనుభవిస్తున్నారు, that is fine. You are experiencing, that is fine. You can do it in the later phases. There are lots of points are missing over there. So tell me some cultural and societal factors. వర్క్ వదిలేసేయండి. Dignity of work. Okay. Then next.
The force on women to get married.
Alienization. Okay. You heard about of ostracization? Ostracize. You don't know what is ostracize means? Veliveyatam. You heard? ఊరు బహిష్కరణ. నవభాగం నిజం అది. So next one, very very important, cyber bullying. There is a trend of doom scrolling. You know it, right? You are very familiar with this, right? Doom scrolling. Is there anybody there in the hand? Lift your hand up. Who don't do this doom scrolling? అంటే ఏంటంటారా? ఏం లేదు, రీల్స్ షార్ట్స్ ఇదే పని. ఫోన్ తీసుకుంటే ఒక అరగంట లేపుతారా? హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్. హౌ మచ్ యూ విల్ కన్జ్యూమ్? 20 minutes easily, right?
Yes, sir.
That is called doom scrolling. ఇదే పని మీద ఉంటుంది. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, environmental factors. Very important. Social isolation. Example? Yeah, COVID came. Next one, weather. Any idea? Yeah. For example, if you are working in the hard sun condition, you will feel something, right? Work environment. Next one, socio-economic factors. Poverty, unemployment, financial. I have already written it. Domestic violence. Substance abuse, very 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 important. What is substance abuse? Drugs. So anybody from AP, Andhra Pradesh? Oh, lot many. So there is abuse of, one great thing is happening in Andhra. Ganjai. There is a huge, like I have seen that 4th, 5th class people are taking ganja. 4th, 5th. So how the theme has came? Drugs and alcohol. Next one, lifestyle choices. Poor diet and lack of exercise. Insomnia తెలుసా మీకు? లేదా పట్టకపోవడం. ఎందుకు? Why there is insomnia? Doom scrolling. That is one of the reason. Anybody have an interest of shopping? Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon? No, nothing. At least you don't see. Then it is very good. Life events. You know this bereavement? Yeah, close people chanipote. It will have some long effect, right? So next one, divorce and relationship issue. So these factors, you know it. But at least in these factors, ఏం లేదు, ఎందుకంటే everybody will write factors. If this is the question, everybody will write the factors. But writing the factors in a diagrammatical way matters a lot. There should be difference between you and other people. Everybody will write it. So if they keep on writing in the points wise, pages వస్తానే ఉంటాయి. If you take at least one fourth of the page, సేమ్ ఇలా పెట్టుకొని ఒక్కొక్క అట్లీస్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ రిమెంబర్ అట్లీస్ట్ 5-6 థీమ్స్, ఫర్ దట్ 5-6 థీమ్స్ గివ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, దట్స్ మోర్ దెన్ ఎనఫ్. గాట్ ఇట్? ఇలా పేజీలు రాయని అవసరం లేదు. సో యూ నీడ్ టు కట్ షార్ట్, because if this question has given for 15 marks, then is fine. If it is has given from the 10 markers, then how you will play with this? Through the mode of flow chart. Got it? So next one, issues and challenge, very important. Self-reporting rates for mental health problems remain notably low. See, when I am writing on this PDF, I'll underline or round off on some points. Those are called the keywords that you people need to identify. Why I'll put such kind of idinta content enduku pedatanante, you people also will read newspaper, right? You also know where to pick, what to pick. I can explain, but explain cheste, that's from my point of view. How when you people will learn, there will be lot of content will be there. ఆ కంటెంట్ ని ఎలా సింప్లిఫై చేయాలి, ఏది అవసరమో ఏది అనవసరమో యూ నీడ్ టు నో. సో ఇన్ దిస్ సింగిల్ లైన్ రిమెంబర్ 2 things. సెల్ఫ్ రిపోర్టింగ్ low, that is a keyword. What is the main issue here? Self reporting is low. So next one, private sector emerged as a major provider of mental health services, accounting for 66.1% of outpatient care and 59% of inpatient care. So what does it mean? Private sector role is more. So next one, a mere 23% of individuals hospitalized for mental disorders had health insurance coverage. There is just 23% insurance coverage. That's it. Next one, there is a huge supply of 0.75% for every 1 lakh. What is the WHO recommendation? It is 3 per 1 lakh. WHO recommendation is how much? 3 per 1 lakh. See, WHO, they'll give some recommendations from the aspect of health. For example, doctor people is 1:1000. This is a standard ratio. One doctor should be available for 1000 people. Ours is around 800 or something, 850 or 840. One person, like one doctor is available at least 800 or 850%, including all the medical, means what? Allopathy, homeopathy, all those things, right? So coming to this psychiatrist, how much we are wagering around? 0.75, is less than 1. What is the recommendation of? Why we need to increase psychiatrists? 2 things I will tell you. We are most populous country. Avuna? Next, our demography. We need the things. Got it? So next one, what is this? Trust issues. What does it mean? Any example? Oh, that you can say. For example, you say to your friend, he will leak that information to other, right? They will bully you, right? There's a trust issue. So next one, lack of trained personnel at where? Primary health centers. One size fit approach. What does it mean? So like how many disorders we have seen? How many disorders we have seen? There are multiple types of disorders, right? So like standard treatment, like if you get joram, you will take Calpol. There is a standard treatment, right? What you people will follow? Dolo or Calpol. There is standard treatment. So I've done. So these are the issues. What are these issues? And if you have some more issues, that is fine. I picked some important themes which are different in nature. There are a lot many issues, but these things. First one is what? Self-reporting is more concentration of low insurance coverage. Next one is psychiatrist. Trust issues, lack of personal aid, PHCs, one size fit approach. If you want to give suggestions, what are the suggestions you can give? Tell me fast. Suggestions. Then tip and that's it. Flip side of this is the suggestions. First one, self-reporting పెరగాలి. Through the mode of ఎలాగా జరగాలి. Anonymous. Anonymity should be there. So you need to word some extra words should be added. Huh? Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, those are government initiatives. If you want to suggest, I'm asking from your point of view. Right? Private sector already, so there is a need of public sector to increase. Next one, increase the insurance. Next one, psychiatrist should be increased. So దీనికి ఏం చేస్తారంటే న్యూ మెడికల్ ఏవైతే వస్తున్నాయి చూసారా, న్యూ మెడికల్ కాలేజెస్, there should be and psychiatrist course should be increased, or else train the Ayush personals also. Got it?
Yes, we can also provide incentives to science.
Done.
People who take science.
You can also give that. Next one, trust issues. దీని మనం ఏం చేయలేము. Lack of trained personnel at skill development again. Next one, one size fit approach. It depends on the, they need to develop a manual according to the each case. Right? Tailored approach anta. Okay. Government initiatives. National Tele Mental Health Program. దీనిలో there is a district mental health program. So when it came, so nearly how many years? Nearly 20 years, right? 20 years, so 30 years is there, right? Nearly 30 years avutunda leda. So what does it mean? Mental health during your childhood or at least your phase of inter or something, did you heard a word related to the mental health? Ekkuva vinnara? At least you heard, right?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Only limited people have heard, but not all, right? So because we are unaware of it, మనం చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళే, we are unaware of it. But what about the illiterates? That you need to think. So next, DMHP was based on the very important. These words are important. Bellary model, early detection and treatment, training, public awareness. Nothing will be there. ఎక్కడైనా అదే ఉంటుంది. National Suicide Prevention Strategy. Which ministry? Health Ministry. Aims to reduce, very important. How much? By 10% by very important. Next one, Mental Health Care Act 2017. Just go through that. Ayushman Arogya Mandir should be enhanced. What are these? Vinnara pere eppadaina? Ayushman Arogya Mandirs Health and Wellness Centers. దానికి వేరే పేరు ఇది. Got it? Next one, Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakramam, adolescent friendly health clinics and peer education programs were conducted. Next one is, there is another thing called NIMHANS. Next one, Telemanas. Next one, the Kiran Helpline. You can also write Kiran Helpline. Next one, Manodarpan Initiative. These are all there, you can find it anywhere. But our theme is what? You need to write at least what is there on here. So 5-6 గుర్తుపెట్టినారా? At least put them on the paper. There are other themes also there. Got it? So way forward, same thing which I have told. What your suggestions? WH for arm anta 3 penchal. Next one, gathering feedback from the users, professional and the stakeholders. For what? To deal with one size fit approach. Next one, community based rehabilitation programs can destigmatization of mental health disorders. Develop a kit of, very important. మీరు ఇప్పుడు దాకా you heard a word of first aid kit. You need to develop what? Mental health first aid kit. This is a very good point. If you write this point on the paper, what examiner will feel? ఇప్పుడు దాకా ఇప్పుడు విన్నారా మీ లైఫ్ లో? In your lifetime? This is a very good point. Partnering with the NGOs to scale up the efforts. Next one, sensitization of mental health at the where? Preschool, Anganwadi level. Standardization of guidelines. Increase the mental health expenditure, decrease access to ఏం డ్రగ్స్ ఓకే మీరు మెడిసిన్స్ అనుకున్నారేమో ఫైన్ కమ్యూనిటీ మెంటల్ హెల్త్ సెంటర్స్ ఇన్ యునైటెడ్ స్టేట్స్ it is an international example you can write it cognitive behavioral therapy అని ఒకటి ఉంది you may write it or not so tell me what main suggestions you can give here this is very important yeah you can put this in community based rehabilitation awareness yeah you can put anywhere see whatever the points you have you can write it on the paper apart from that don't forget these things I pick only I cherry picked under dini you heard a word of cherry picking what does it mean picking the best if you open the Google mental health and there are different sites or different themes and you will get it but what's the point మనం రాయాలి ఆన్సర్ కొన్ని పాయింట్లు గుర్తుంటే ఇట్స్ మోర్ దాన్ ఎనఫ్ రైట్ సో నెక్స్ట్ వన్ వై మెంటల్ హెల్త్ ఈస్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆన్ ఫిజికల్ హెల్త్ ఎమోషనల్ రెసిలియన్స్ అంటే వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్ controlling your emotions or you can bounce back improved quality of life enhanced better so this is the practice question go home and write this ఏంటిది why mental health of civil servant is more important when compared ఇది compared to physical health in governance why tell me ఒక ఇప్పుడు ఇంత విన్నారు కదా tell me ఒక 4 points why it is important for governance which decision making a word should be added over there yeah you can critical or ethical decision making then next then next decision making అయిపోయింది ఇంకో నెక్స్ట్ to maintain critical thinking yeah you can fit the next
one should be trained to respond to threats within shortest period of time. For that, he needs very sound mental health. For that, a civil servant should have.
So for efficiency and effectiveness, right? Efficiency and effectiveness. The next, first step, emotional intelligence. So 4 points vachaya. At least you got some 4 points, right? With this, what you will do? For better? So got it? అర్థమైందా? When you study any article, when you study any themes, at least try to frame your own question. Try చేయండి దాని మీద ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ చేయండి you'll get some good points you may get or ask if you have a group of people take one view from different people this is an input from others right that may be a good point also right you don't know how people will think so you don't know got it understood any doubts next one you heard this
Yes, sir.
fine tell me
It is a 700-year-old architecture.
where it is
Assam.
Assam is it a part of UNESCO World Heritage Site
Yes, sir.
Proposed a part
It has become a part of it.
is it a proposed or a part of it
Part of it.
part how many proposed rendu correct Proposed has become a part of it. Fine. Today itself, it has inscribed in the World Heritage Sites list. So last year there is a direct question on UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO me the two questions asked that I have taught in the classes. Like na current affairs class ఉన్నప్పుడు two questions, two directly is there on the paper. One is called Shantiniketan and Hoysala last year if you see, and another one is Durga Puja. Direct questions. So this may come. This is the first WH site in the northeast. Very important. So nothing much. This is the mound. It is something like stupa, you know. It is something similar like this. Got it? Nothing to explain. Very important. Kanwar. Do you know this? Any controversy? What is the controversy? What is the Kanwar Yatra? First of all, Ganga Jal from different places, which is accessible to them, and they will where they will use that Ganga Jal. So they bring back those Ganga Jal and put it on the Shivalinga or whatever it may be. So this is a famous huge festival. Every year generally it happens. These are the Kanvaryas travel on foot or by vehicle. It depends. Water from the Ganges river which they carry back to the local Shiva temples to offer during which month? Shravan. It depends on the in the Hindu. Very important. Hindu calendar kuncham. You don't know anybody who don't know Hindu calendar? Another తెలుసా? Everybody know?
Sir, Hindu calendar, like the festivals according
No, not that. At least names of which coincides with the month of this. English Gregorian calendar ki, Hindu calendar ki months, you know it. Shravan is equal to something around August. Shravana, Bhadrapada, you know it, right? If you don't know, like if anybody of you don't know, by heart them. Maybe in the 2017 or 2016, there is an question asked about the Chaitra month. Chaitra month related to which of the following, which is related to the Gregorian calendar, March, May, April. Then it is March. So if you who don't know that, by heart that. Okay. So coming to it, what's the issue? What's the main issue here?
Display the names of the vendors.
So to display the names of the who are the people working in that hotels. What they they need to travel by walk. This is the road. Here there are the food stalls. During this time, they are vegetarian in nature. What the UP and Uttarakhand government has told is, if you have an hotel, display a name board. Who is the proprietor? What's his caste? Like who are the people working over here? This is a regulation given by the government to maintain the sanctity of vegetarian of these Kanvaryas. This is the theme, right? So then why there is a controversy? What is the issue here? Huh? So think from the polity perspective first of all. That you can take, okay, up to some extent, 25 to 28. Equality. Then next, polity ayinda meeku at least. Fundamental rights not yet completed. Then so challenges associated with it. First one, breach of. First one is 14. That is what? Right to equality. So there is no equal provisions, right? Between whom? If there is a Muslim guy who has established a hotel, but who serves the vegetarian food, is there a difference? Generally people won't go there, right? Consider him as a Muslim. So it may lead to what? Communal tension, right? It will disturbance the law. So next one is Article 15. public places. Next one, Article 19(1)(g), to practice any profession or to carry any occupation, trade or business. What does it mean? They have the right? Dignity of life. You can take this. Next one, Article 21, right to livelihood, right to live with human dignity. So hindrance to very, very important. Secularism. Secularism means what? What is secularism? General content. Based on the discrimination, not based on the religion. That's it, right? State should not discriminate based on the religion. That is right. Nothing. Law and order issue. What is the law and order issue here? Communal tensions. Next one. Fake news. Mob lynching. This all may happen, right? Next one, breach of, very, very important, fraternity. What does this mean? Brotherhood, unity in diversity, what you generally thrive for it. Creates factionalism, minority versus majority. These are the issues associated with it. So what could be your way forward then? It's your, Mir Japan, at least try. You know the egalitarian principle, Delsa? Greatest good for greatest number of people. అంటే సో ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ మంది ఎవరు కన్వర్ యాత్రకు వచ్చేవాళ్ళు. సో అగైన్, ఈజ్ దిస్ egalitarian principle always a true principle? So they are just temporary. This act is temporary, but who establish their shops, they are permanent, right? Here who should have more weightage than shops? That's your thought. That should be your balanced decision, right? When you are thinking, this can be used as an ethical dimension also. Ethics perspective lo kuda meer aalochinchochu. When you get into the ethics also, at least I am giving some inputs, put it in your mind. So tell me, way forward em cheyochu? Regulation should be lifted up. Then next,
alternative solutions such as instead of the names and caste on the board, we can write down necessities of education.
it is there. It is already there. Pure veg restaurant. But for example, Ismail pure veg restaurant. What does it signify generally? They generally do. They don't prefer, right? It is a loss of something, right?
Bringing the stakeholders and getting to an agreement. Stakeholders.
Who are the stakeholders here?
Main stakeholders.
Who are the stakeholders? Tell me. Think.
The shopkeepers and
Unions.
Tell me.
Sir, as it is a festival during certain season, seasonal stalls should be provided for.
Seasonal?
Stalls.
Okay.
The government should come up and they should start food stalls. As in Andhra Pradesh, there is like a meat street.
Okay.
Even government should take some initiative for the temporary period so that there would be inclusivity among everyone.
So,
Or it should provide incentives to the local people.
so what? Okay, you have a good themes. If you ask me, what my initiative could be, aim ayundachu. So you heard a word of Bharat brand rice, Bharat brand fertilizers, Bharat brand. Similar theme, same theme. You have said, right? Markets should be established. Those people who are working in that, where they are in the shops itself, government is just as a what you can aggregator. We can take it as an aggregator. So government is certifying these people are veg people. So Bharat brand stall 1, Bharat brand stall 2, stall 3. So instead of placing the names on it, government itself certifying that these are veg. Then there will be a trust and obvious గా develop అవుతుంది కదా. This is my way forward, right? So the next is immunity for the president and governors absolute. So what's your call? It should be absolute or it should not be absolute? It should not be. Why? Why?
Like in article, there is a section of this also. If it is absolute.
So why? ఉండకూడదా? He's a king. How can you talk against him? He's a king or who is a head of the state. How can you talk against to him?
If a king or a president has absolute powers, he may lead to unconstitutional laws.
See, that is okay.
Because we are democracy.
Rule of law. Okay, first one point. Huh?
We are democracy, sir. We are, the person who is leading this also amongst us only, sir.
Okay.
So the value should be only to the position, sir, but not to the person.
So what does it mean? Right to?
Sir, rule is
Rule of law should be followed. Next one. Okay. Second point. Next one. Right to equality can be categorized. Then next. మీరే చెప్పండి. Try from your perspective. వదిలేసండి ఆర్టికల్స్ గురించి వదిలేసండి. Just at least try from your perspective. It should be absolute. Absolute అనేదాన్ని చెప్పండి. It should be. నాకు కావాల్సిన పాయింట్స్ అబ్సల్యూట్ కి కావాలి. I need a points for absolute.
law making absolute గా ఉండాలి.
The supremacy of Indian nation. So you want to not because Indian will be displayed in that government should be followed. Indian political intentions maybe sir absolute and sovereign decision అనేది ఇంకా strong
Is in formulation of which
decision.
So if the people who govern us are not strong enough or completely free, how can they govern? Or absolutely.
నాకేంటంటే నేను అబ్సల్యూట్ గా ఉండాలి అనుకుంటున్నా. నా స్టాన్స్ ఏంటంటే నేను అబ్సల్యూట్ గా ఉండాలి అనుకుంటున్నా. ఆ ఉండడానికి వాట్ ఆర్ ద సపోర్టివ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఐ నీడ్ టు గివ్ టు యూ?
For better performance or
నాకు వద్దు అబ్సల్యూట్ అనట్లా, నేను నాకు అబ్సల్యూట్ కావాలి అంటున్నా. నాకు సపోర్ట్ కు పలకండి ఎవరైనా అని అడుగుతున్నా.
గవర్నెన్స్ కోసం సార్ ప్రాపర్ గవర్నెన్స్ ఉండాలంటే కొంతవరకు అబ్సల్యూట్నెస్ ఉండాలి సార్. లైక్ ఇన్ టైమ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎమర్జెన్సీ డెసిషన్స్ ఏమైనా తీసుకోవాలంటే దేర్ షుడ్ బి అబ్సల్యూట్ పవర్ సార్. బికాస్ లెవెల్ బై లెవెల్ కింద వెళ్తే కనుక ఇట్ నెవర్ హ్యాపెన్స్ సార్. ఇన్ దట్ కేసెస్ వి షుడ్ హ్యావ్ అబ్సల్యూట్ పవర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ వన్ పర్సన్.
See, fine. So why this absolute power has అసలు ఎందుకు పెట్టారు అన్న డైమెన్షన్ did you ever question? ఇక్కడ దాకా రాలేదు, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ సమ్ మినిమం సెన్స్ ఉంది కదా. ఉన్నప్పుడు అబ్సల్యూట్ పవర్ ఎందుకు పెట్టారు అంటే హీ ఈస్ ద హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టేట్. ఇఫ్ హెడ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ డూయింగ్ రాంగ్, everything in the society is wrong itself, right? Projected as it will create a negative mark in the world picture, right? You will be treated as a negative. This country had got included in a sex scandal. It is a world news, right? Then how the other people will trust, how your economy will disturb. Economy disturb ayyadda leda, investments taggutaya leda, trust in your country taggutaya leda, your relations will be disturbed, right? Everything will be in chaos. That is the reason why they have put it as an absolute. After coming out of that service, you can try them. There is a provision. It is not complete ban. During his term in the office, it should be complete ban in criminal proceedings. Got it? Why they should? So think. So coming to here, what's the issue? A complaint filed by an employee in the governor's office of West Bengal on sexual abuse and molestation. Articles related to Article 361, very very important. When you are polity start అయిందా మీకు? ఎక్కడ దాకా అయింది? Till parliament. Parliament has started. So do you know about the Bail Act?
Yes, sir.
You are reading the Bail Act?
Yes, sir.
Read the Bail Act. This is my sincere advice. Read the Bail Act. Understand the Bail Act. So first one, articles related to Article 361. Next one, Article 61, Article 21. So I'll tell you something. Protection given to the president and the governor can be traced to the Latin maximum, what is called Rex non potest peccare, or the king can do no wrong. So there are Supreme Court cases related for this is a constitution based kabatti cases are important for you. President, governor, anything, something like edaina sare, if something is constitutional or polity based, mostly cases are jariguntai. Make a note of those cases. Quoting of the cases will fetch you 1 mark in your mains. That is for sure. Last year or previous year, there is a single question directly asked on the cases itself regarding the environmental legislations. Got it? Cases are very important. So what are the cases related to it? First one, Rameshwar Prasad versus Union of India. The Supreme Court clarified that civil immunity as per the Article 361(4) does not prevent citizens from questioning the president or governor for the malafide. What is malafide? Any bad decision or bad things. So which immunity? Not about regarding which case? Which case? Rameshwar Prasad versus Union of India. Regarding which article? Article 361, clause 4. Next one, referring to the Madhya Pradesh High Court's decision in the Ram Naresh versus State of Madhya Pradesh, it was established the immunity does not hinder the police authorities to investigate offences such as recording the governor's statement. Ante edaina మీరు ఫైల్ చేశారనుకో, something issue has happened, it does not restrict to police to take some statement. It is not trying him. At least ఏం జరిగిందో వెళ్ళి తెలుసుకో. First of all, police చేసే పని అదే కదా. To know the information, to give it to the judiciary will take the rest of the things. There is a general process, right? So these are two cases. Remember this, first one is Rameshwar Prasad, next one is Ram Naresh High Court case. Got it? So we'll read the article 361. What exactly in the Bear Act? So first one, Article 361, protection of the president and governor and the Raj Pramukhs. Who are these? First question ravali. Who are these? Who are Raj Pramukhs? So after the partition of India, India has divided into Group A, Group B, Group C, D states. Group B states heads untaru kada, they are called as Raj Pramukhs. Now it got abolished, but remember that point. Okay, so coming to here, the president or the governor or the Raj Pramukh of the state shall not be answerable to any court for the exercise. Anybody can read it out? ఒక్కలే చదవండి, పెద్దగా చదవండి.
President or the governor or Raj Pramukh of a state shall not be answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office, or for any fact done or for any act done for purporting to be done by him in the exercise and performance of those powers and duties, provided that the conduct of the president may be brought under review by any court, tribunal or a body appointed or designated by either house of the parliament for the investigation of the charge under Article 61, provided further that nothing in this clause shall be construed or as restricting the right of any person to bring appropriate proceedings against the government of India or the government of the state.
So what does this one explain cheyagalra? This is a Bear Act.
During the term of the office, it should not be linked to the court.
You are not answerable to the court, but there is a subclause in this that is called Article 61. What is this Article 61? Article 61 is the impeachment of the president. Impeachment of the president, there should be some valid documents or valid information should be there, right? That is not restricting here. For the impeachment of the president, to collect some evidences, to collect all those things, it is supporting, but rest he is not answerable to the court. That is the theme of the first point, right? What is the second one? Second subclause. No criminal proceedings whatsoever shall be instituted or constituted against the president or the governor in any court during his term of office. Which proceedings? So next one, third one. No process for the arrest or the imprisonment of the president or the governor of the state shall issue from any court during his term of the office. No civil proceeding, this is important, in which relief is claimed against the president or the governor of a state shall be instituted during his term of office in any court in respect of any act done or purporting to be done by him in the personal capacity. Which is the, what is this? Personal capacity, whether before or after entered upon his office. Whether before or after entered upon his office as president or governor of such state until the word what? Until the expiration of 2 months next after the notice in writing has been delivered to the president or the governor, as the case may be, or left at his office, stating the nature of the proceedings, the cause of the action, therefore the description and place of the residence of the party by whom the such proceedings are to be instituted, and the relief which he claims. What does it mean? If you want to take any civil proceedings, at least 2 months notice mundu ivvali. Antena? It's the same theme, right? So if you, ఇది very important for you, అంటే ఒక బేర్ యాక్ట్ ని చదవటం నేర్చుకోండి. By seeing through the lens of what is this? Lakshmikant, it won't fetch you a good marks. Okay na? Try చేయండి, it will understood అవుతుంది. మీ అర్థం కాకపోతే there is a dictionary, there is a huge Google trend ఉంది కదా ఇప్పుడు. First one, 361 ఏంటి? What are the important points which you have extracted from here? But there is a clause related to exception related to Article 61, that is the impeachment of the president. Next part, second part is criminal on the term antara criminal levu. Next one is what? Arrest or imprisonment. Next one, civil proceedings jaragachu, but 2 months notice should be there. So what's the need of our? So re-evaluate the constitutional debates. Ante what does it mean? When Constituent Assembly జరిగినప్పుడు debates జరుగుంటాయి to what's the way forward for this absolute immunity. So ఇక్కడ absolute immunity ఉందని చెప్తున్నారు కదా according to Article 361. So why? So role of SC, you know it, Supreme Court, by investigating Article 361, 61 and Article 14 through the lens of, very very important, what is the constitutional morality? Where the constitution has established through some morals. For example, we can take basic structure, secularism, right to equality. So these are some constitutional moralities, moral principles. So to our lens, then what it means? Judicial activism. This is called judiciary is taking a step. Next one, this is an international example. US president is entitled to absolute immunity from the criminal prosecution for official act, but not unofficial or personal acts. Establish a framework for initiating. This is very very important. It's a good way forward. Establish a framework for initiating legal proceedings against the president and governor for actions outside their official duties. Ante they should be ఒక లా తీసుకొని రమ్మని చెప్తున్నారు, రైట్? నెక్స్ట్ వన్, ఫాలో ద గైడ్ లైన్స్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ కమిషన్స్. సి గవర్నర్ వచ్చిందంటే కళ్ళు మూసుకొని ఈ గైడ్ జస్ట్ వే ఫార్వర్డ్ ఏం అవసరం లేదు, పంచి సర్కారియా వెంకటాచలయ కమిషన్స్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద రికమెండేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ పెడితే యుల్ గెట్ 1 మార్క్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ ఎ బాడీ లైక్ లోక్పాల్. లోక్పాల్, యు నో, heard about of Lokpal, to deal with some vagaries of, for example, prime minister can also be tried in the Lokpal. So alanti edanna bring for whom? Presidents and governors. Next one, police investigation can be done, but proceedings after the expiry of the term. So these very good points, right? So ఇంతకు మించి ఎక్స్ట్రా కూడా రాయడం అవసరం లేదు. So this is the question. What is the question? Read out.
What are the immunities granted to presidents and governors in India, and also discuss the issues behind it, referring to court cases and other discuss to the constitution.
Got it? రాయగలరా? Are you able to write this? Go home and practice. So next one, very important. So I'll just take 10 to 15 minutes more. Just 5 to 7, right? Huh? Class is up to 5 to 7. 7:30, yeah. Fine. Just 10 to 15 minutes. Normally వదలను, but it's okay. It's the first time I'm interacting more with you, right? Later phases you need to bear with me if I am in your class. It's my sincere, not request, it's an order. So terms in use. See, it's me benefit cost, not for me. My point here is greenium. Anybody can read this? I'll explain it. Just read it.
Premium refers to the premium that the issuer receives on green bond issuance, where the investors are willing to accept lower yields on such debt instruments due to the sustainable nature of projects financed by the proceeds.
Anybody understood what it means? No, right? Green bonds plus premium equal to greenium. Do you know bonds? Bonds is a debt instrument which will give you some amount more. For example, if you invest in a bond, that is called yield. Yield వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమైంది, for 5-year term వచ్చినప్పుడు you have invested in 100 rupees, you will get some 110 rupees or something. For example, this is greenium, means you are investing in a 100 rupees bond, but you will get 98 rupees. 2 rupees లాస్ అవుతుంది కదా. ఎందుకు లాస్ అవ్వాలని క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుందా మీకు? Why? Why you need to? Why there is a loss? Why you need to accept loss? Tell me. Huh? Everything we cannot see from the lens of economical perspective. Everything we cannot see from the lens of economical perspective. If you are helping some people, some person, you are expecting some 1 rupee or 2 rupee from them. ప్రతిసారి అలానే జరుగుతుందా? No, right? So from the economical perspective also we need to bring change. So ఎందుకు తీసుకొచ్చారంటే for acting of green bonds. Green bonds means investing in the green, that is called sustainable development కోసం అన్నమాట. For example, carbon emissions తగ్గించాలి, right? Some country should invest, some state should invest, some investor should invest. So because on their ethical perspective, to doing something benefit to the society, if you are filthy rich, have good amount of money, you can invest that for the people, right? That is the theme of this green bonds. But this greenium means enti ante, even though you make loss, you will invest that 2% premium, extra 2% loss on the juice, that will go to that development fund, green development కోసం వెళ్తది. అల్టిమేట్లీ ఎవరి బెనిఫిట్ కోసం? మీ బెనిఫిట్ కోసమే. సర్క్యులర్ అప్రోచ్. గాట్ ఇట్? అర్థం కాలేదుగా? ఫైన్. సో దీస్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ టర్మ్స్ విల్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ ద పేపర్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఐ పిక్ దిస్. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ PYQ 2022. Which one of the following best describe the term green washing? So what is the answer? Abbo. So whatever it may be, you know the answer, right? The answer is A. You don't know, right? Some kind, these example you can write in the mains also. Single shot lo pedda line rase badalu greenium, it's a hit shot. So next one, very important. It is an evolving, ఇంకా రాలేదు, it a beta version వచ్చింది. DigiPin, digital postal index number. So if you see here, this is an numeric code, alpha numeric code. Where is it? Alpha numeric offline grid system that divides the geographical territory of India into uniform 4-meter. Ante for example, if you fit India here, దీన్ని 4x4, దీన్ని in-depth ఎలా లోపలికి వెళ్ళి they will track you this. For example, this is an Ekam-IAS academy. They will track this with this code. So this alphanumeric code will be exclusive to this location based on latitude and longitude with the help of some satellites data. So దీని వల్ల ఉపయోగం ఏంటి? What is the use of it? To exact delivery. So general గా ఏమవుతుంది అంటే, if you see, you are giving location access to your Swiggy, Zomato, all those people, right? For example, if you are giving to this, if you want to book a cab, you'll give your exact location, right? Instead of this, they'll frame this code. This is a offline one. Generally online kada. Offline lo you can place this code and you can track this. Ante entante to reduce that online disturbances. Avuna kada. Ante neeku tracking cheste vallu kuda, there will be cyber security issues kuda jaragachu kada if you are keeping online lo ante. So to deal with this, so what are other things you can use for it? Use for emergency rescue operation, national disaster like flood. It would add the geospatial, nothing much here, but remember this is very important fact. Fine. Center defends the fact check unit. What is fact check unit? So whether the fact is fake, misleading or good. I'll wrap it fast. So what's the issue? Role of the background. So there is an organization called PIB, Press Information Bureau, which has this fact check unit to see. Fact check unit ante government మీద if you are putting some allegations, something, if you are putting in your social media that government is doing like this, the government, some fake news has happened, this PIB will verify it, whether that news was published regarding the government or something, is it a correct one or misleading one or wrong one. Got it? This is called fact checking. గవర్నమెంట్ రిలేటెడ్ న్యూస్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో, గవర్నమెంట్ రిలేటెడ్ థీమ్స్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఎవరైనా పబ్లిష్ చేస్తే అది కరెక్టా కాదా అని చూసేది ఎవరు? పిఐబి. దెర్ ఇస్ ఎన్ యూనిట్ కాల్డ్ ఫ్యాక్ట్ చెక్ యూనిట్. రిమెంబర్ దిస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ మచ్ హియర్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ప్రాసెస్. దిస్ నథింగ్, జస్ట్ గో హోమ్ అండ్ సీ. I'll tell you the important themes of it. So fake, misleading and true. This is important for us. What are the concerns are important for us? First one is what? Central government here is the judge, jury and executioner in its own case. What does it mean? Edaithe, if that information came to that, right, it decides are they true or kada. So but on what scale it will decide it? A scale to decide the fact or kada anedi? Nothing. This is another concern. There is no guideline it has given. On this basis we are going to deal with this. There is nothing they have given. That is one of the concern. Got it? It decides the and intermediates the must comply under the, so 100% comply cheyali. Okay na? For example, Facebook download ఒకటి వచ్చింది, 100% వాళ్ళు కంప్లై చేయాలి అకార్డింగ్ టు ద ఐటీ రూల్స్. రెస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ ద రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్, రైట్? అంతే కదా. If you want to talking something against to the government is not liking you and quoting it as an misleading, you can remove it, right? Sedition. Now sedition is there. It came out. So it leads to centralization, undemocratic. There is also little clarity on what exactly business of the central government. So next one, what happens if an intermediate does not immediately comply? ఇక్కడ ఏమంటే మస్ట్ కంప్లై అన్నాడు, చేయకపోతే ఏం చేస్తావు? సో వాట్ అబౌట్ ద appeal mechanism? These are the concerns regarding this fact check unit. So why need? Endukante to combating misinformation and disinformation. Next one, public trust, public policy making and implementation, protecting the national security, escalating the, educating the public and ensuring the transparency and accountability. This is very easy things. No progress on, you know it? Any idea?
India is trying to another G4 country.
India is trying to become a member of, permanent member of UN Security Council. Fine. You have some information, right? I'll try to wrap it up. But remember, very important themes. P5 has a veto power. No immediate re-election for non-permanent member. Non-permanent member elect for 2-year terms. So the main role of the UNSC, see, this is a very important theme. If when you are reading IR, if there is any organization, 100% మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే అసలు ఆ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఎందుకు ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అయింది, వాట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ థీమ్ అండ్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ థీమ్ అండ్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ యుఎన్ఎస్సి, అదొక్కటి చెప్పండి. ప్రమోట్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్, ఫ్యూచర్ లో వస్తాయి అని తెలిసి కూడా ఇట్ విల్ ట్రై టు mitigate those things. Got it? Next one, the council suggests ways to resolve. So future themes and next resolve. Next one, create a system of arms. So why there is a need for UNSC reforms? Why means outdated structure. P5 plus P10. Our 15 members eppudi nunchi ala undi. It should be changed. For example, G4. We India part of this G4. Other themes em unnai? Coffee Club, L69. Next one, inequitable veto power. For example, a P5 lo if one vetoed, everything will be collapsed. The resolution will be collapsed. For example, Israel-Palestine issue, just look over here. New global challenges, cyber security and climate change, inefficiency in the maintenance of internal peace and security, North-South divide. Do you know this North-South divide? Very good. So this is important for you. Why India is claiming a permanent seat at the UNSC? This is very important. Just bear with me 2 minutes. India is a, so if you see the P5 all are aggressive in nature, right? Apart from India, it can maintain that balance. This is the first foremost point you need to write if this question comes on the paper. This is my sincere suggestion for you. India GDP intundi, India economy antundi, those are secondary points. So why there's a security for international peace and stability, right? So our nature itself peace, right? Peace loving, right? That should be there on your paper. Next one, it regularly contributes. These are very common points. Just go home and see. UN peacekeeping operations, one of the main financial backers of the UN, world's largest democracy, world's most populous country, as a support of developing countries and South-South cooperation. It is responsible for nuclear power. So it has been elected 8 times. How many times?
8 times.
As a non-P5. India has a strong commitment to international principles. Any principles unnai? Respect for sovereignty, non-aggression, non-interference, equality, peaceful coexistence. These points 100% should be there on your answer. A new orientation for reformed. So External Affairs Ministry has devised something that is called norms. So you know about this, right? Indian died abroad in the past 3 years. Ministry of External Affairs replied to the, so Indians abroad means what? Indian diaspora ne kada. So there are 2 themes. One is called NRIs, OCIs or PIOs. So you need to know the main difference between this NRI, PIO, OCI. NRI means they are Indians itself. They are Indian citizens. OCI, PIO, now they got clubbed. For PIO ante persons of Indian origin. OCI means overseas citizens of India. So overseas citizen of India ante I am an Indian citizen. I am going to some other country taking their nationality. Means I am getting their passport. Na passport మొత్తం పోతది. అంటే నేను ఇండియన్ కాదు. I belong to that country. I am a citizen of that country, not India country. But I have roots in our India. That is called overseas citizen of India. So he is not an Indian citizen. There are some teams where they have privileges for NRIs and OCIs. That point is important. So nothing much here. So do not enjoy employment rights in Government of India services, nor can they hold any constitutional office. For example, ఎలా అడుగుతారంటే a PIO or OCI citizen can become president of India. It's a constitutional post, right? That you need to remember. First point. Next point. They need what? Prior permissions for undertaking mountaineering, missionary activities, research work, and to visit restricted areas in the India.
They're not even allowed to have agricultural.
Yeah, exactly. That is a very important point. So they can enjoy parity means what? Equality. Equally with NRIs in economic, financial, and educational benefits like acquisition of holding, transfer, and disposal of immovable property in India, except what? Agriculture and plantation properties. Admissions of children to education institute, same thing. Availing schemes like LIC, something. So two things you need to remember regarding this. First one is what? Regarding this one, government office, government post, they don't have voting rights also. Okay, they don't have voting rights also. Next one, agriculture, plantation lands ని acquire చేసుకోవడానికి ఛాన్స్ లేదు. So just
Are the income of these people calculated in the national income?
means
Usually for national income, we calculate the income earned by persons living abroad.
no, their income is belong to that country itself. So they are not Indian citizens. First priority is if they are Indian citizens, if some activities happening in India, if we are Indian citizens, then only it will be considered as a factor income. Got it? National income. So significance, just see here, very very important significance is economic contribution. How much? According to, there is a report called what? World Migration by International Organization of Migration. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు? How much? ఇండియాకి ఎంత వస్తుంది రెమిటెన్సెస్? Now it got increased, like this is a report given by whom? World Migration Report. There is another report gives by World Bank. World Bank కూడా ఒక రిపోర్ట్ ఇస్తుంది, మైగ్రేషన్ బ్రీఫ్ అని ఒక రిపోర్ట్ ఇస్తుంది. ఇన్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సంథింగ్ అరౌండ్ 120 or 130 ఉంది. It depends on you. I have chosen this because World Bank everybody will write, but this is something different. I have take this. Investment and trade. Next one, human capital. Just see this, nothing much. So major issues. First one is what? Cultural shock, mental health and loss of culture, dual citizenship. Next one, social security, insurance, education, health, slavery, bonded labor. You know it, right? Kafala system. Anybody heard this? Threat to Vinlad Everna? You don't know about Kafala system. Kafala system is practiced in the Gulf countries where Saudi, whatever, Gulf countries where the employers has huge control. Terms and conditions ela rayalani cheppi employer has a huge control. So now because of that illiteracy of our Indians, they are becoming as an bonded laborers or slavery. You have see that movie Goat, Adu Jeevitam or something, Goat Life. Anybody have seen that movie? Netflix on Prime lo vachindi kada, very good movie, watch that. Threat to their employment, Nitakat law in Kuwait. Next one is protectionism. You know it, right? H1B visa issues. So Nitakat law ante తెలుసా నీకు? Similar which we have doing present. మన ఇప్పుడు కొన్ని స్టేట్స్ చేస్తున్నాయి కదా, లోకల్స్, డిమాండ్ ఫర్ లోకల్స్ కోసము ఒక స్కోప్, ఒక పర్సంటేజ్, సేమ్ థింగ్ Nitakat law. Next one, there is an issue in the e-migrate portal. Negative action is very very important. That is called pro coalition. మన ఇండియన్స్ చేస్తున్నారు ఇక్కడ. So these are the issues with whom? Indian diaspora in our foreign countries. But go home. I'll send this PDF after in your Telegram channel. Just look over this. Make a notes of it. So these are the initiatives. So prior to that, wait. Remember, these terms are important. This is called model minority. You can use this in your Indian diaspora question వచ్చినప్పుడు you can use this model minority. For example, any example of model minority? Satya Nadella. He is a minority in USA, but he is a model, right? He is a role model, right? So now Kamala Harris, Sundaram Pichai. So they are called as what? Model minorities. Is a Gandhi a model minority? Yes, right? When you are starting something, you can use such kind of things. It will give good మంచి థీమ్ ఉంటుంది, ఫ్రెష్నెస్ ఉంటుంది యువర్ ఆన్సర్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ గిర్మితియా ఆర్ గిర్మితియా పీపుల్ అన్నా సరే, దీస్ ఆర్ ద పీపుల్ హూ గాట్ యాజ్ ఎ బాండెడ్ లేబర్స్ ప్లాంటేషన్ వర్క్స్. ఫిజీ కంట్రీస్, యూ హర్డ్ ఆఫ్ ఫిజీ? ఫిజీ అనే కంట్రీ విన్నారా? ఫిజీ, పలావు, దెర్ ఇస్ అ కంట్రీస్. These people, Indian people have taken from India to over there and they made as a plantation laborers. So who got settled over there? They are also Indian people, right? Indian diaspora. Those people are Girmitya. So Indian diaspora can be allowed. Next, they are called what? Living root bridges. Why? Cultural expansion. For example, promotion of yoga. Recently, if you have seen, there is a Swaminarayan temple has opened in UAE. You have seen? If you follow the news. So they are carrying our culture to other countries also. So that's why they are called as living root bridges. So this is just tell me the answer. Consider the following statements regarding the non-resident and overseas citizens of India. NRIs are Indian citizens residing outside India, while OCIs are foreign citizens of Indian origin or their spouses. Avuna kada? Yeah. Next one. NRIs have the right to vote in Indian elections, where OCIs do not. Both NRIs and OCIs are eligible to hold public office in India. Is it correct? OCIs can acquire agriculture land in India, while NRIs cannot. So what is the answer? So you know it, right? Yes, yes. Angel tax, తెలుసా? You know it, right? It got abolished. So ఇది ఒకటి తెలుసుకోండి. Reasons. What are the reasons? To promote startup, to increase FDIs, ease of doing business. ఎంత ఉండేది? This percentage important. 30%. Angel tax అంటే ఏం లేదు. If you are setting up a startup, somebody will help you to the form of money. We don't know where that money is coming from. So దీనికి ఏం చెప్పారు? జస్ట్ దీనికి రీజన్ ఏమి ఇచ్చారంటే ఎకనామిక్ సర్వేలో జస్ట్ 1-3% ఇలానే మెన్షన్ చేశారు. 1-3% ఒక్కటే ఇట్ ఈస్ యాజ్ మనీ లాండరింగ్ జరుగుతుంది అంతే. 3%, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎఫెక్టింగ్ 97% ఆఫ్ ద స్టార్ట్అప్స్. యూ కెన్ యూజ్ దిస్ యాజ్ అన్ data fact also. So we'll write angel tax was introduced under Finance Act 2012. It is correct. It is imposed on fundraising by unlisted companies if their valuation exceeds their fair market value. Initially, angel tax applies only to foreign investors, but the 23-24 budget extended it to local investors. No. The primary purpose of introducing angel tax was to curb money laundering and prevent the influx of unaccountable, right? So what is the answer? If you remove the third one, 1, 2 and 4. Just see this. That's it. I wait your time. Fine. Thank you. So any doubts? Just stay for 2 minutes. Any doubts? Feeling bored, huh? Huh? Not at all. నిజం చెప్పండి, పర్లేదు.
It adds the service. It is an issue. It is an issue.
రేటింగ్
Recent issue.
గిగ్ ఎకానమీ రేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇష్యూ ఎలా అంటావా? కొత్త వాళ్ళు రావాలి అనుకో, ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు కొత్తగా వచ్చావు మార్కెట్ లోకి, నేను 5 స్టార్ అని తీసుకుంటాను, నేను తీసుకుంటానా? 5 స్టార్ రేటింగ్ పిక్ చేసి నేను పిక్ చేసుకుంటానా చెప్పు?
But sir, we don't have the big option. If we don't have the big option, we are allotted the
We don't have that. Algorithm will generate that. See, if you keep on giving 5 stars, what the algorithm will generate? That guy will be preferred more. There is a priority, right? In that priority list, that list will be gone upside. No, first position ki veltavu.
Service efficiency is there.
Service efficient, there is a flip side. See, every act of governance, there will be two things. One side itla untadi, one side ila untadi. So it depends. నీకు అలా కావచ్చినప్పుడు, ఇప్పుడు పాజిటివ్ రాయినప్పుడు ఆ పాయింట్ రాసుకో, నెగిటివ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఈ పాయింట్ రాసుకో. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ షుడ్ బి 2 ఐస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, సింగిల్ విజన్ ఉంటుంది. కాకపోతే నెగిటివ్ చూడు, పాజిటివ్ చూడు, బ్యాలెన్స్డ్ కన్క్లూజన్ ఇవ్వు. దట్స్ UPSC థాట్. Got it? Fine. Thank you. Have a great weekend.